Hello everybody and welcome back to another ShadowZone video. The last time we were here I presented to you this SLS Block 1B replica with a stock elevator. Some of you have asked, well on Reddit at least, some of you have asked how I did that, and well I thought maybe I should just show you exactly that. Let's head back to the Space Center and get right into the VAB. So let's start with a new vehicle. Basically what you need is the elevator capsule, so to speak, and a tube you can run it through. Let's start with something really simple. Okay, I want to have a probe core to control that thing, and I want to have sort of that platform where people can stand on. Yeah, let's use a fairing attachment node. And let's make this with interstages, and yeah, why not truss structure? Okay. And then I want another one on top of that. Okay, so this is now basically my cabin. This is my elevator cabin right about now. So I could maybe already try whether or not that works by just using a very simple decoupler. Let's use it this way around. And then go to the structural parts and select the tube. And what I want is the tube that's one step larger than the fairing parts. You may have noticed I have used the, there we go, 1.875 meter fairings, and I am using the 2.5 meter structural tube. Okay, let's make this bigger. And let's make it even bigger, or at least longer in that case. And move it up a little bit. And okay, we want to have some modicum of stability over here. And let's move this, all of this a little bit upwards. We use the offset tool. Oops, that's not good. Yeah, things tend to not work as I want to sometimes, but yeah. Oh, let's turn off the... where are they? There we are. No interstage nodes over here. Otherwise, this might get confusing. Okay. What I maybe want is to use it that way, turn it around, and then attach it down here. Okay, this way the cabin is already in the elevator shaft, so to speak. And I also have, I've used the internal attachment node of the tube. Okay, let's see how that goes, shall we? First of all, staging. Just giving that a temporary file name, so we find that again later on. Okay, yeah, we want to clear that. Yay, the crew is still alive. Okay, we're at the launch bit now. And, well, let's see what happens once I fire my decoupler. We fall straight through, and we have destroyed, of course, our fairing. So, but basically what this demonstrates is that you can slide through the next level tube parts when you have the next lower level, so to speak, or the one step smaller part inside. So 1.875 meters within 2.5 meter tube works like a charm. But of course we don't want to use this once, we want to use this many times, don't we? Therefore we will probably not use a single decoupler, but we want to use these type of things. There we go. But maybe let's make it a little bit more optically pleasing, shall we? Okay, I'm once again using the tube part. There we go. And I'm moving this upward. Yes. Okay, the idea here is... Okay, where did that go? Okay, the idea here is to have the decoupler sort of hidden so that I can attach this to other things. Okay, I will need probably some sort of control at one point. Okay, this is maybe a little bit too far off. There we go. Okay. We have our docking port, and we also want one on the top of this thing. Okay, let's also add some power on top, because why not? Okay, then of course what we need is some propulsion. Okay, we're using just this tiny little fuel tank because we're probably not going to use a lot of fuel. And we will want to have some air intakes because I'm going to rely on the jet engine. Okay, let's make this a mirrored part and let's use these small intakes. There we go. Let's make it a little bit more as if they were sucking the air from above and not from the side. Okay, it looks a bit better, doesn't it? And once again, let's also use, where are they? Once more this type of thing here. I hope this works with the air intake. Get a bit longer. Oh, that's probably too long. Okay, let's do some little shifting of the parts because those fairing bases are actually really thick. Okay, let's also use another docking port over here. And then, of course, the engines. The first iteration I tried to do this, I used the engines on top, like sort of a pendulum style rocket, but that did not work at all because it kind of pushed against, well, the elevator shaft basically. So I had to use them down below. Okay, this should be enough. Not too far to the outside. Okay, we don't want this fairing stage and we don't want this fairing stage, so we don't mess up our staging diagram. Okay, this is now fine. Let's also use this here and then that. All right. Can now add, where is it? There we go. Can now move this upwards. And let's see whether or not we can fly our elevator out of there. Okay, first of all, let's use some action groups for the docking ports, because that's what I also did for my not staging, of course. We want to have a dedicated action group for that. That's also what I used for my other build. Okay, why is there a docking port on top? Well, if you want to have sort of a station on top, then you can use that as well. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, ready to rumble. Jet engines are firing up. And let's... where should we focus this thing? Let's try it here. Okay, we're now inside the tube. Well, the camera is a bit wonky, but that's okay. Let's use our stabilization and let's decouple. And we're rising! Yeah, a little bit of wobbling, but... okay, we're now straight outside of the elevator shaft. Let's see if we jump right in. No, we don't, of course. Okay, if you ever asked yourself if an elevator would fall back into the shaft, the answer is no. Why would it leave the shaft? That's the next question. Anyhow, let's get back to building this thing. Alright. Okay, I don't want the clamps right now, but what I do want is to have some sort of, well, how do I put it best? Distance between down here and up there, because of course I want to have this thing inside, and yeah, otherwise this might be not working at all. I mean, working as an elevator, that is. Okay, let's... yeah, isn't that great? The Kraken strikes again, so to speak. Okay, let's use it that way. And let's use this as a reference point. This is what I usually do. When I do these types of things, I move the exact same part in the location where I can use it sort of as a guide post, and then really slowly try to offset everything until it clicks. Well, doesn't really want to do it. Here you see this Z fighting over here, or Z fighting, depending on your level of geography, where you come from. This should be happening as soon as I move this in the right location. But this should be enough as well. So basically we have our elevator shaft here. Medium. Yeah, let's use this length. So this could be measured basically as sort of the lower end of the elevator, and maybe we can move this upwards a little bit. There we go. Okay, and it's still outside of the docking port, which is good, otherwise things might get explodey. We don't want things to get explodey, do we? Okay, a bit longer. And then, of course, we want to have another docking port on top. And this thing here is not moving, but maybe we can move it this way. Nope. Yeah, for some reason this works, but it doesn't work if it's turned on 180 degrees. Not sure why. That's just how things work in KSP, I guess. And yeah, this is also not good. Yeah, I guess we need to have this distance up here. Okay, so what else we're gonna do? We're gonna have another top module and then something to establish distance, so the docking port can be attached up here. There we go. And let's get that back down here. That's probably a bit too high. Although, how high is this? That's not really that big. So let's get this back out here and add another one. So to have some sort of spacing. Okay, moving this a little bit inside. Alright, this looks better. Okay, now let's have the clamps again. Down here and up there. Alright. And then we move this. Aside. Yeah, there we go. Okay, firing the engines right about now. Well, right about now is wrong, because first we have to launch this thing. Okay. Now, the idea is to activate the engines, activate our stability control, and then as soon as we've done that, let's try and see whether or not we can hit our whoopsie. Well, that didn't work out. Yeah, we're now stuck. How did that happen? Okay, let's try this again. Let's see if maybe these... Oh, I get it. Okay, the attachment... Oh my god. This thing attached to the completely wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, no wonder this didn't work. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here's a trick. If something attaches to stuff that it doesn't attach to, add something else in there that will not interfere with what you want to do. Okay, but this is now, of course, not working. Okay, let's try this again with our... There we go. And here. And let's move this down a bit. this a bit more compact. Alright, down here we now have the problem that that we need to attach the tube somehow without interfering with our without interfering with our docking ports. The problem is I probably won't be able to, I can't move that up here. Yeah. No, that does not work. Okay, I guess I have to resort to the old school method of doing things. I thought I could do a nice cool moving about of this, but I can't. So I need to increase that and roll this over. Yep, there we go. And what I now do is basically what I did in my video. I'm just not going to do it as smooth as I did back there, because what I did there was I used structural panels to sort of use them as an intermediary. There we go. And then attach the tube up there and move it over. Okay, and how do I move it over without having it be completely the wrong direction? There we go. That's where that trick I mentioned earlier comes in, where I just have to move it a little until it fits. Well, I think I can't get it any better than this. Yeah, because the controls are not any more precise. Alright. Now I think we're good. Okay, and basically what I wanted to do is also move this a little bit downwards. Yeah, so this looks a little nicer, right? Okay, I mean, we could rotate these things so that the truss structure is on the side, so yeah, but let's do this another time. In the interest of time, let's not waste any more time. And basically we did not need 3 of these panels, 2 would be enough. And we only need 1 over on this side. And then we're good. Okay. So let's move this over real quick. Don't need it that large. Okay, now we can attach our thing where we attach the docking port. Yeah, this is just sort of a lid on it so that we can get the docking port on there. Now, where is it? There it is. Let's turn this around. And let's move it a little bit more inside, because I don't think... Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, elevator, the next take, coming right up. And here we go. Alrighty then, this should now work. I'm pretty confident it will. Okay, well, it wouldn't if I would unstage this, or stage it as I have put it in here. Okay, firing up my engines. And let's go. There we go! And boom! Well, that was a bit too harsh, wasn't it? And pendulum swings. Yeah, now we're getting it a little bit softer. And we have attached. Yay! Okay, this is sort of how you can do an elevator in Kerbal Space Program with stock parts. It's a bit harder than you might have imagined, or it's a bit harder than I have imagined. And for some reason I can't undock it now, because I want it to go downwards. But you get the gist of it, and you could tweak that basically by, if you have Kerbal Engineer Redux, that would work, because mine doesn't work at the moment. It just shows 0 meters per second of delta V. If it would work, you could set it up in such a way that it shows you the thrust-to-weight ratio of your cabin, and then just add some parts that weigh 90 kilograms, basically, because those pretty much simulate Kerbals, and then you can set the thrust level of your engines in such a way that when you thrust maximum, that you have just a tiny bit above 1, and then the elevator will rise very slowly and with a lot more control than I did here. Well, that's about it. I hope you can take something away from that, and as always, thanks for watching. Goodbye.